You wake up tomorrow. Your wife looks at you and screams. Your daughter hides, crying, "Mommy, who's that man?" You run to the mirror. The face isn't yours. They call the police. They say you stole the real you. Then one night, your real face steps out of a window, smiling. It whispers, "I took it to show the world what you did 10 years ago. That boy you killed and left in the rain. No one saw, but I did." You get your face back. Everything seems normal until your wife visits you in prison. She says, "I believe you now." She smiles, reaches up, peels her face off like a mask. Underneath, your stolen face, in her voice, "Because I'm guilty too. The ones who hide best fall the hardest, and the reflection is already inside your home."
My name is Ethan Hayes. I live in a quiet suburb just outside Cleveland, Ohio, with my wife Megan and our 7-year-old daughter Sophie. I'm 34, a mid-level project manager at a logistics firm downtown. Megan teaches 3rd grade. Sophie plays soccer on Saturdays and collects those little crystal rocks that glow under blacklight. We're the kind of family people say they've got it all together about. Nice house, nice cars, nice smiles in the Christmas card photos. Nothing ever seemed wrong. Until the morning I woke up and my family screamed. It was a Saturday in early November, gray light coming through the blinds. I stretched, rolled out of bed, and walked into the kitchen. Megan was at the stove making pancakes. Sophie sat at the table swinging her legs, drawing unicorns with glitter pens. I said, "Morning, ladies," like I do every weekend. Megan dropped the spatula. It clattered against the tile. Sophie looked up and her eyes went wide. She slid off the chair and ran behind her mother. Megan's voice was shaking. "Who the hell are you?" I laughed, nervous, confused. "What? Babe, it's me, Ethan." She backed away until her hip hit the counter. "My husband is 6'1", brown hair, green eyes, scar on his left eyebrow from that biking accident in college. You're not him." I touched my face instinctively. Everything felt normal. I walked to the hallway mirror, the big one we bought at IKEA when we moved in. The reflection wasn't mine. The man staring back had a square jaw, blue eyes, short blonde hair, no scar. Same height, same build, same pajamas I'd worn to bed, but the face, wrong, completely wrong. I staggered back. My knees hit the wall. "Megan, look at me. It's still me. The voice is mine. The memories are mine. Remember the night Sophie was born? I passed out in the waiting room. You laughed at me for a year. Or that time we drove to Niagara Falls and the car broke down in Buffalo? We ate terrible pizza and slept in the back seat. That's me. That's us." Megan's hand was on her phone. "Those are things Ethan told everyone. You're not him. You've been watching us. You learned our life." Sophie started crying. "Mommy, where's Daddy?" I reached for her. "Sophie, honey, it's me." Megan shoved me back. "Don't touch her."
Police arrived 20 minutes later. 2 uniforms and Detective Maria Delgado, a woman in her 40s with short black hair and eyes that missed nothing. They listened to Megan's story, looked at me, looked at the driver's license I handed them. The photo matched the face in the mirror, not the face I felt on my skull. Delgado took my fingerprints on the spot. They ran them through the system while I sat on the couch in handcuffs. Sophie watched from the hallway, clutching her stuffed rabbit. Megan wouldn't look at me. The prints came back as Ethan Hayes, but the face didn't match the DMV photo. They took DNA, mouth swab. Results would take days. In the meantime, they had enough for suspicion of identity theft and possible kidnapping.
"The real Ethan Hayes is missing," Delgado said flatly. "You're coming with us." I spent 4 days in county lockup. Cold concrete, fluorescent lights that buzzed like angry bees, and the constant clang of metal doors. No visitors. Megan filed for an emergency restraining order. The judge granted it. My lawyer, a public defender named Tom, who smelled like cheap coffee, argued there was no evidence of harm, no body found, no ransom note, just a man with the wrong face claiming to be someone else. He got me bail using my own bank account, but with the condition I stay away from the house. I walked out into the gray Cleveland afternoon with nothing but the clothes on my back and a court date in 2 weeks. My cards were frozen pending investigation. My phone was evidence. I slept in my car that night, parked in a Walmart lot, using a hoodie as a blanket. Every time I passed a reflective surface, car window, puddle, storefront glass, I avoided looking. But I could feel it, the wrongness under my skin. On the 5th night, I couldn't take it. I wandered the streets, ending up near an old strip mall on the east side, abandoned shops with boarded windows and graffiti tags. One storefront had a cracked display glass, reflecting the streetlights like fractured stars. I stopped. I had to know if it was permanent. I looked into the glass. My real face looked back. Same brown hair, same green eyes, same scar above the left eyebrow. But the eyes were off, too bright, almost luminous, like light bouncing off wet pavement at night. The reflection smiled, a slow, knowing curl of the lips. "Hello, Ethan." I stumbled back, heart slamming. "What the fuck are you?"
It stepped forward, right through the glass. No crack, no shatter, just a ripple, like dropping a stone in water. Now it stood on the sidewalk, wearing my face, my body, my voice, but not quite. There was something hollow behind the eyes. "I'm the reflection," it said calmly. "I exist in the spaces where light meets surface. Mirrors, windows, still water, polished metal. I was born the first time a man lied to his own image, staring into a pond, denying what he'd done. I feed on the secrets you keep from the world, the ones with no witnesses but yourself." My mouth went dry. I backed up against a lamppost. "Why me? What do you want?" It tilted its head. "You know why. 10 years ago, that rainy night outside Akron, you'd had too many drinks at the bar. The kid on the bike, Jamal Hayes, 14, no helmet, no reflectors on his wheels. You felt the impact, saw the body in your rear view. You stopped for a second, heart racing. Then you drove away. No one saw. You told yourself it was an accident, that he came out of nowhere. You buried it so deep you almost forgot. But I saw. I always see the hidden sins." The memory hit me like a truck. I had forgotten, pushed it down so far I convinced myself it was a dream. But it was real. I killed that boy and left him in the ditch. No police report, no confession, just me, carrying it alone, pretending to be the perfect husband, the perfect father. The reflection stepped closer. "Your guilt invited me. I took your face to show the world what you hide, but now I'm returning it because I've already started living your life." I lunged at him. My hands passed through air, like grasping smoke. It laughed, my laugh, but colder, and dissolved back into the glass, leaving me alone on the sidewalk. I ran home, pounded on the door. Megan opened it a crack, chain lock still on. She saw my face, my real face, and gasped, "Ethan?" I nodded, tears streaming. "It's me, please." She unchained the door and pulled me inside. We hugged like we'd never let go. Sophie ran in, jumped into my arms. "Daddy!" That night we talked. I told them it was a nightmare, a medical thing, maybe a stroke or something. The DNA would clear it up. We went to bed exhausted, but together. The next morning, sirens woke us. Detective Delgado and 4 uniforms. Megan looked at me, confused and terrified. Delgado held up the warrant. Ethan Hayes, you're under arrest for the murder of Jamal Hayes, age 14, hit and run, 10 years ago. We have new evidence.
I felt the world tilt. They cuffed me in front of my family. Sophie screamed. Megan begged for explanations. In interrogation, Delgado showed me the file. An anonymous tip had come in 2 days earlier. New evidence, a recovered dashcam video from a truck parked nearby that night. It showed my car, my license plate, my face behind the wheel. Panicked at first, then calm, then smiling at the camera as I sped off. I screamed, "That's not me! He took my face! He framed me!" Delgado didn't blink. The face matches your DMV photo. The prints on the wheel match. The DNA from a hair in the car matches. The footage is time-stamped. You're done. The trial lasted 6 weeks. The jury saw the video. They saw me smiling. They heard the 911 call from the kid's mother that night, sobbing, begging for help that never came. They saw my bank records. No sudden wealth, no blackmail payments. Just a man who got away with murder for a decade. Guilty. Life without parole. I was sent to Mansfield Correctional, maximum security. Concrete walls, echoing shouts, the constant clank of keys. 6 months in, visiting day, a woman signed in to see me. Megan walked in. She looked tired, older, but still beautiful. She sat across the glass, eyes red from crying. "Ethan, I know now. Everything that happened to you, it's real. I believe you." I pressed my palms to the glass. "Megan, thank God. How did you figure it out?" She smiled, a small, sad smile. "I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about what you said. The face, the guilt. I started remembering things. Things I never told anyone." She leaned closer. "Do you remember the summer before we got married? I was working late at the school. A student, 16 years old, came to me crying. He said he was scared. I comforted him. Too much. I let it happen. I told myself it was just once, that he wanted it, that no one would ever know. I buried it, deep, like you buried your accident." My stomach twisted. "Megan, no." She kept smiling. "No one saw, no witnesses, just me and my guilt. But the reflection saw. It came for me too." She reached up slowly, touched her own cheek. Her skin peeled away like a mask, slow, deliberate, wet. Underneath was my old stolen face, the same square jaw, blue eyes, blonde hair. Megan's voice, soft, loving, came from that face. "Because I'm guilty too." I screamed, my hand slammed against the glass. Guards rushed in. The reflection stepped through the partition like it was water. It looked at me with Megan's eyes, now glowing. "Tomorrow," it said in her voice, "Sophie will come to visit, and she'll be wearing someone else's face." The glass rippled. It vanished. I was dragged back to my cell. I sat on the bunk, staring at the polished metal sink. My reflection stared back. My eyes were glowing. Not bright, just enough. And I smiled, because I finally understood. The reflection isn't coming from me. It's already inside, and it's hungry for the perfect ones. The priests, the cops, the teachers, the mothers, the ones who hide best. When Sophie comes tomorrow, she won't be Sophie anymore.
And when the warden looks in his mirror, he won't be the warden. The reflection is spreading, one guilty face at a time, and there's no mirror left that's safe.